Two people have been taken to hospital after an early morning crash in the city's Elmwood neighborhood. This vehicle hit a light standard on Johnson Avenue at Roche Street just after 2 o'clock this morning. Officers say the victims did not suffer any serious injuries. Police closed the intersection for a short time to investigate. There's a petition circulating that's trying to get the city to rethink how it plans to handle traffic during the Plessis Underpass project. The petition, which is sponsored by the Elmwood Transcona NDP Association, calls for the city to build an alternate route around the site. It's expected that Plessis will be closed completely for a year and a half during construction. The petition raises concerns about traffic, emergency vehicle delays, and cars going down residential streets. But with construction set to start at the end of the month, Transcona Councillor Russ Wyatt is questioning the association's timing.
Why they waited until now to raise concerns that they were aware of the scope of the work back in February makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Wyatt says building a detour would delay the project, which could jeopardize federal funding for the underpass. The province says it's committed to the project. Manitoba's progressive Conservatives are repeating a vow to take the NDP government to court over the July 1st increase in the provincial sales tax. Leader Brian Pallister says even though the 1% hike is already in place, the province will have to answer for breaking its own law requiring a referendum on tax increases. More than 130 people spoke out about the hike during public hearings that wrapped up last weekend. The PST in Manitoba went up to 8% on Canada Day. Two more people have been confirmed dead in Saturday's train derailment and explosion in eastern Quebec. The death toll in Lac-Mégantic now stands at 15, but residents are expecting the toll to climb even higher as 35 people are still missing. Quebec Provincial Police say they have 200 officers on scene doing a criminal investigation and are treating the downtown as a crime scene. Officials won't speculate as to who's at fault, but do say there are rules in place for engineers to test handbrakes before leaving locomotives.
You have to put a sufficient amount of handbrake so the train will not move, and a test has to be performed, or as a locomotive engineer will push and pull the train to be sure that it will not move.
The train was parked several kilometers away, but it somehow came into the community before derailing. Back at home, Winnipeg Blue Bomber defensive lineman Bryant Turner has been named the CFL's Defensive Player of the Week.
Taken down, Bryant Turner will finish him off.
Turner had 3 sacks, 2 tackles, and forced a fumble in the Bombers' 1911 win in Montreal last Thursday. However, after his last hit, he had trouble breathing and had to be put on oxygen and rushed to hospital.
It was pretty scary, you know, it was hard to catch their breath. And I don't know, that was a pretty important thing I needed right then. So it was pretty scary, but I got over it quickly, I guess.
Turner has some strained chest ligaments and will miss this Saturday's game in Guelph against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. The Bombers are tied for first in the East Division with a record of 1-1. That's First Look at what's making news at 6 o'clock. More local news at 6:30. Now we'll check in with Jenna.